Mouse and squirrel.
Where is mouse?
You don't need mouse.
Why you
Where we're
have
going.
to do that?
Hey, everybody.
Yo,
It's Talking Sim. We're back.
how's it going?
Well, I mean, you can let them answer. It's probably... Yeah. Hi.
Oh, hello. I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good. We're back with a game which is a little game, which is one of my all-time favorites. And I thought that this one would be really good to talk about because it's very different, in my opinion. At some point in time, I don't remember when, I half-jokingly posed the challenge to horror game creators to, it's like, you have to create a horror game, but you're not allowed to use darkness, and you're not allowed to use blood. Go.
Interesting. Okay.
And this one kind of ticks all the boxes. It's like, maybe calling it horror is a little misleading, but it's a broad topic.
Okay,
like, you know...
Oh, absolutely.
It's an unnerving kind of game. There's nothing like, because, I've already explained that there's no explicit, like, horrible, like, gruesome stuff. But it's like a different kind of, like, existential horror. And kind of, like...
I'm really excited about this, then.
Dread.
Like, I love horror. And, I always find the what usually gets passed off as horror games are actually games where
like
there's
violence
just, like...
games?
Yeah. Where there's, like, where you're running around in a shooter, and then there's, like, ooh, a thing that comes out. And that's the horror element.
Yeah.
Right.
So like a thing, like, or like a frightening simulator or something.
Yeah.
Horror games, a lot of time being just like violence games with the lights turned out.
Yeah.
Is one of the reasons why the horror genre is so frustrating to me. It's because it's like, yeah, you sure did chuck a half-eaten corpse out of a storage locker for the 50th time.
Yep.
It's like, oh no, an orchestra sting and the camera crash zooming on like a bloody jiggling face. It's like, it's just like, whatever.
But I'm really looking forward to this.
This game never, like, it's not going to make anybody shit their pants or anything, but it has some really delightful, like, unnerving moments.
What?
Using tools I would never have expected in a million years to actually, like, make me feel the way they did.
What was the idea you had for a crap shot a few years ago where it was like somebody just gets like you go for the handshake, and then pull away at the last moment and do this, and then you just, like, the guy who has that happen to him is just, like, shaken by it, and you just see him, like...
He's just, like it keeps, like, cutting to different backgrounds.
Yeah, like him sitting at breakfast the next day, and then in the shower, and then, like...
it's good. So,
and I like that element of, like, where a horror game, you will be, like, thinking about it for days.
So, anyway, let's start in on this. I think we're in this corner. So, I'm going to be real spoiler-tastic about this. Like, I was very coy when I ran Ben through this, but we're going to be discussing a lot of what's going on, how this works. So, like, from the beginning, you have, like, a in-universe UI.
Yeah.
Of, like, this sort of, like, deliberately kind of primitive computer system.
Start new save.
Yeah, so you want to start a new save.
Move, interact, zoom, left shift, crouch.
Yeah, it's really, like, very basic.
Begin your game.
Controls. This is your, a classic, almost like walking sim style game. So it just throws you right into it. There's no intro. You just spawn in a room.
Please wake up.
I should. There we go. There we go. That's important.
Activating protocol. Training. Proceed to terminal.
So I'll just let you go through the first part, and then we can talk about this environment.
VS 400. Press enter to begin. First name. Password. Please answer the following questions to set up your station profile. To create the best user experience for you, please answer honestly. Keep in mind, there are no wrong answers.
That is true.
1. Which one of the following? What do you fear the most? Being alone, being confined, or failing.
So, like, right off the bat, I was like,
what kind of...
These are awfully searching questions.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see. What do I fear the most? I don't like the idea of failing, but honestly, being confined is what gives me nightmares.
Yeah.
Picture a horse in your mind. What color is it? Black. What shape do you prefer? Circle. How do you describe the color of the ocean? Perfectly clear? No. Green? No. Deep blue? Yes. The horse from question 2 was standing still. Dead. Interesting. That's unnerving.
Like, you
were in a hallway.
Love this questionnaire so much.
You were in a hallway with 2 doors, one to the left and one at the end of the hall. Both doors are open. You see a key on the floor in front of you. Do you pick it up? Yes. If, following a cataclysmic event, you found yourself completely alone, first would you seek out other potential survivors, search for supply and survival gear, bask in the silence? 3. When it rains, do you think of cleanliness, mud, or rebirth? Cleanliness.
Which part of a mountain would you like to be?
Base, midpoint, peak. Peak. A massive storm is quickly approaching. You would go to your storm cellar, run to your car, raise both arms to the heavens, daring the gods of men to smite you, knowing the only possible outcome. 3.
Yep.
After taking this test, you feel better, worse, the same. 11 of 10. Better. Thank you. Please stand by. Your profile is now complete. Your station profile has now been saved. Please retake this test every 30 days so that any changes in your mental state can be assessed. If at any point you feel unstable, please use this terminal to log the change.
Okay, so...
Press 1 to continue.
Okay, I think there's just a little bit more that I really want to talk about this quiz.
As this is the beta voyage of Verde Station, your work over the next year is extremely important. Data that you log will be used to ensure the consistent quality of future station production. By developing and enforcing good manufacturing practice, GMP, systems we can validate processes and improvements for future use. Duties and responsibilities. Monitor and maintain all trees and plants. Log all issues that occur. Run system check at each terminal every 30 days. Retake profile test every 30 days. Enjoy your downtime. 1.
All right. So then it unlocks the door. Just like this first couple minutes, like before we leave, I want to take in this room and talk about this test. So the similarities between this and like the Voight-Kampff test, I think, is pretty clear.
Yeah.
Like, these are it's a bunch of weird, provocative questions that don't really make a lot of sense, except from like perhaps a medic perspective. It's like, I think these questions, they don't actually give a shit what horses
answer
you prefer.
Yeah.
They want to know like if you're fucked up or something.
Oh,
like,
it's a buckyball.
They're obliquely searching questions, and just the process of answering that. The spoiler here is like those questions are actually completely irrelevant. They don't do anything in the game, but like going through that quiz is unnerving.
Yeah,
it's weird and kind of creepy in a way that's difficult to pin down.
Yeah, well, it's uncanny.
It's like is this test trying to determine whether I'm a replicant or a lesbian, Mr. Deckard?
Yeah.
The kind of like makes you sort of like, what is this? Why are you asking me these questions? It's like, so right out of the gate, you're made uncomfortable.
Yeah, please answer as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and just like the language used in the test is like very clinical, and the questions are really strange. And like not especially themed around anything, but also they seem to have some sort of consistent nature to them. So like I said, it's like the Voight-Kampff test, where the questions don't really make sense, but they're all intended to provoke an emotional reaction.
Molecular gastronomy.
So, we will do subs at the end, just so we can keep a train of thought.
What are we reading? Water. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So, right away, it's very quickly set up, what is going on, what the sort of situation is. Like, you are...
Two Skies
you
by
are
Home Render.
Yeah, you are a person, probably, on a space station, who has a bunch of duties. And as you'll find out soon, you're all alone. And you have to, like, you have a kind of boring job, a routine to take care of. And these are your quarters. Box with nothing in it. Whatever.
But it's got labels on it.
Yeah. You'll want to check out, like, everything.
Flammable. Toxic.
Now,
why is this in my room?
I don't know. Maybe...
Property of Cameron.
It might be one of those things where... Yeah, spare pillows.
Well, I want to put the pillows on the bed.
Yep. Like, everything at the beginning of the game is very normal and really boring. But I think it's valuable at this point in the game for you to explore everything, because later on it starts changing, and the contrast it gets between how it starts and where it ends up further adds to the discomfort you experience through this game. So it's all just like pretty ordinary. Oh, there's a cute joke here. Look at the little red button.
The 3 seashells.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Just getting those Demolition Man references in there. So, you've completed your quiz. Head on into the greenhouse. You've got a big view of outer space and a bunch of trees.
Yeah, I guess our job is to water them.
Yep, your job's to take care of the trees, monitor...
Oh, but we have a bench here, where we can sit and look out into the vast emptiness of space. Okay, if I was a watering can, where would I be? Hello, friend computer.
Yep. So the player's attention is drawn by the blinking light here.
Greenhouse systems check. Required. Is anything wrong with the greenhouse? Messages. Administrator terminal. Running system check. Power system.
So I love that this will like run through what kind of seems like an actual check. Like it just cycles everything, makes a bunch of noises.
That isn't a pH level.
It is in the future. So, like, everything you do
Multiple
in here,
water valves in the closed position. Please correct.
Oh, there you go. So you've got something to do. Your job starts off, like, really dull and routine. You know, and that's by design.
Close. Close.
And I kind of like that. You know, I would have played this game if it was actually just you actually doing this for, you know, like a long period of time. You know, so like monitoring plants. That's not actually what it's about, but you'll see. Oh, it's stuck.
Open. Open.
Wow, that is really loud. I'm just going to turn it down a bit. Valve is stuck. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Open. Open. Is there a wrench we can use? Open. They're all stuck.
That's
Open.
annoying.
Open. The trees need me.
Yep. So, you know, you have this boring job, and you're almost immediately unable to fulfill it.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating. It's like, oh.
But
well,
without me, the trees will die.
Yeah. No, that'll be fine.
But they need water.
Yeah, who maintains this place? You do. This is your job.
Who closed these?
Did you close them? You would remember that, wouldn't you?
I believe I would. What's up here? Enter code. No.
I feel like there's a bunch of Easter eggs in this game that I am not entirely aware of, but just playing it through will show you more than enough of what the game has to offer, I think.
Mm-hmm. Is there a wrench around here? There's a lift.
Yeah. This game might actually be relying on assumptions based on other games, because there's always a solution for the problem in other video games.
Yeah.
The fact that you're looking around for a wrench is other video games talking to you.
Water related.
I love this, that there's no option for just the valves are stuck. It's like a bunch of vague options that don't quite describe the issue that you're having.
Yeah. Messages. Automated. Welcome to the greenhouse. Welcome to the Verde Station greenhouse. You will find that your duties are not very demanding, but are very important. Simply monitor all plant life and equipment and report any issues that occur. Your feedback will help improve the station for future users. It will also help produce the largest number of usable trees and plants for use off-site. I'm important.
Yep, you sure are.
Administrator terminal. Please enter a command below.
Run doom.y. So, you've done your best, but again, there's this subtle feeling of defeat and frustration because you can't really fulfill your duties, and you can't quite report on them in the way you want to.
Maybe there's something in the kitchen? No, I'm not allowed to go to the kitchen.
So color coding is used as a design feature in this game. It's very, very clean, this game. It's actually extraordinarily clean. Like I said, it uses the green flashing light there drew your attention.
Yeah.
Doors will light up when they're accessible. It's quite a linear game, but that experience is, yeah. So this is a bunch to take in. So after completing your basic duties, you come to this scene. And you suddenly get visually the implication that you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
So
slide 4, other firsts.
So
a malfunctioning display.
Yeah. In one word, what this room says to me is boredom.
Yeah.
So we got to see the task itself that was at hand, and the long-term effect of being subjected to that. And I love that it's able to do that without saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see it visually.
No. Respect the book.
So I think that this game might have a lot of really good shows and tells because the tells are all in the dialogue and computer terminal stuff. And the way the dialogue is written is really good. And it's complemented by these scenes, books balanced perfectly on railings, just stacked everywhere. It's you've obviously read every single one of these probably 10 times.
Mm.
And you're now just fucking around.
So, somebody printed off a save.
Yeah, a conspicuous disc left in a lighted area against a contrasting surface to draw your attention. So again, color design being used to attract your attention. You immediately saw that.
Yeah.
And it was placed upside down so that it looks like a floppy disk.
Yeah. So it's immediately recognizable.
Yeah, as such. Are you okay?
I just need the computer.
So did I say dialogue? I meant the text.
All systems within specification. One faulty overhead light is found and logged. Please run system check again in 30 days. If any issues occur before then, log them and run the check again immediately. Is anything wrong with the lounge?
Shit's boring.
3 messages. Supply request. Thank you for submitting a request of help me, help me, help me, help me. 1v1. From management to Cameron. Okay.
So the 0 to like,
yeah,
in this game is very brisk.
An audio transmission was recorded while the system was being rebooted. The file is corrupt, but an attempted transcription is below. Static at 1 second. At 5 seconds, garb sysadmin command way. 15 seconds, inaudible. 17 seconds. If her problems reboot station. 26. Transmission lost.
So this goes from like extreme boredom to like psychosis.
Yeah.
Is what it's just like this really like blasé message. It's just like we have received and understood your request for help me, help me, help me.
Mm-hmm. My poor dead angels. Unknown address error. No such address. Delivery attempts 0. From VS mail server to Cameron, undeliverable, my angels. So I sent a poem to myself, but I've been writing poems.
Yep.
If you open lament.config. sysadmin.cmd.
Sorry. So there's like plenty of other things.
Media control. Music. Oh.
That's good.
No video files found.
All I have is fucking books.
That's not so bad.
You have you have exactly 2 songs. So that's exciting.
Administrator terminal. Oh. Nope. Hi, Cameron. I'm still unsure if you're getting all these or not, but I sure hope so. Big news on this end. You are officially part of the first and last mission of Verde Station. What? The whole program is being scrapped. And don't worry about that audio transmission. I was just trying one last thing to reach you. Stay focused. You're getting out of there today. Your ride is on the way. Keep clear, Jeff.
Oh. Well, that's good and bad, maybe?
LD365.
Is that a good lethal dose?
Yeah. Load disk.
Oh. I like how forgiving the,
Where's the load? Where's the disk?
I think you just put it in the front.
Goodbye.
Or it's the side, I think. It wasn't...
Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's weird. It wasn't this difficult. There we go. Does it occur to you that a floppy diskette
on a spaceship
is it's kind of anachronistic?
Yeah. Commissary Disbursement Manager, block BD1, restricted log. Archie found out. Gorman panicked, of course, because that's what Gorman does. I fed him one of my beer chits to shut up and take an extra early nap. Not the permanent kind. I'm not a monster, no matter what you might think of me by now. Rigging the Horsen thing, that was an obvious move. Letting me know about it, that was stupid. Archie was getting soft for this old kid. I felt bad for turning him in for all of about 10 seconds. Yeah, he put me where I am, and yeah, I've been enjoying the perks, but Archie thinks he can keep me appeased with short-term benefits, and baby, I'm in this for the long haul. And I do mean haul. Lieutenant Urelli agreed to my terms almost immediately. She knows my file, and more importantly, she knows who Archie is reputed to be. The Shadow Man, the last great underground broker on the ship, and I gave him up on a silver platter. She was practically drooling. I made sure Gorman was taken care of. His record will be completely expunged on arrival, and he'll get back all of his original territory plus a few acres besides. I take care of my friends. I could have asked for anything I wanted, but just between you and me, not living under Archie's thumb anymore was reward enough. I thought he lived by the same code I did. You take advantage of those who deserve it and leave the suckers and the saps out of it. What he did to that kid, no one deserves that. He's a menace, and he's cracking. I don't know where he is. Urelli's got me pretty well locked down. I even get my own escort now. One of them isn't exactly hard on the eyes. Fringe benefit, but hey, I'll take it. I'm rambling because I'm nervous, excited, and not a little afraid. Archie doesn't have many friends left here, but I've got the feeling that he's going to go violently.
So that's worrisome.
Huh.
I wonder where this diskette came from.
I wonder...
Well...
No, it's
fine.
okay, it's okay.
You don't need to load it.
Okay. Is there anything wrong with the lounge? Maximum reported issues have been exceeded.
The details in this, it's just like, oh, I'd like to report something. It's like you have overrun
yeah.
the reporting system.
Yeah.
So like just how much this says without saying very much at all is... Fuck! Oh god, I love this game so much.
The post-it notes.
Just a single reverently placed post-it note stack and some weird green material in the corner.
Okay.
Like organic green material in this otherwise completely sterile environment. Just the props you find, where they're placed, what they are.
There's
just like
also green material here.
So like the signs are very subtle. Some of them are really obvious, some of them are very subtle. Everything, all the placement of props, they have not a lot of props in this game, but they're placed very carefully and very thoughtfully.
I need to take this to the kitchen.
And so there's like emergent gameplay like this. Like you don't have to, or you're not supposed to, take the plate in, but you can, because why not? It's fine.
Ugh, Jägermeister. More Jägermeister.
All the same bottle.
Running system check.
Hooray! This is all in order.
Messages. Automated. Welcome to the kitchen. Welcome to the Verde Station kitchen. Standard meals will be supplied for future missions, but this beta voyage is limited to pre-prepared liquid food substitute. If you have been provided enough bottles for your entire year aboard the station. One bottle contains enough nutrients for a single day. You may ingest the contents at will, but please monitor your intake. A few supplemental bottles have been stored in the lower refrigerated cabinets. Feel free to use the meal warmer to heat each bottle. Oh, thank you. Distribute meal. Press 1 to distribute meal.
Hey!
Food product.
Imported food product, a simpler food source. It's silent.
Created by Robert Reinhardt.
I do like that it visually invokes a bottle of Jägermeister.
Where's the food warmer? There it is.
So again, doing this, going through this, and just like fucking around with the props, etc., serves no like real function in the game, but I really love that it allows you to do that, because then you get this sort of emergent gameplay aspect of you. Just like, I think when I played this,
it's trapped.
Oh no,
My food.
When I played this, I think I threw a lot of stuff on the ground. Oh no! What have you done?
No!
You fucked up. Why did you throw your meal away, Cameron?
Ah!
What, Kobe? Wow! That was a whole day's nutrients. What's on the screen?
I don't know. I better close the food warmer, though.
Yep. So the game gives you the utensils to sort of like get yourself into this scenario.
No, sorry. Globally harmonized system for classification and labeling of chemicals. Globally harmonized systems system specifies certain elements that have, in your association with 327 in your employer, you have the right to review employer-provided 327 standards, regulations, requirements. Request information from your... Good job equals safe jobs. This is one of a series of informational fact sheets highlighting 327. The globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals is a galaxy-wide initiative to promote standard criteria for classifying chemicals according to their health. Physical and globally harmonized systems specify certain elements that should appear together on chemical labels, like the current pesticide labeling system, hazard statements, pictograms, symbols. In your associations with 327 and your employers, you have the right to request employer-provided 327 standards, regulations, and requirements. Request information from... Good jobs are safe jobs. This is one of a series of informational fact sheets highlighting...
I like how it's just like running...
The globally harmonized system of classifications and labeling of chemicals is a galaxy-wide initiative to promote standard criteria for classifying chemicals according to their health. Physical and globally harmonized system specifies certain elements that should appear together on a chemical label, like the current pesticide labeling system, hazard statements, pictograms, and signal words may...
Yeah. So, somebody pointed out that this is the most information-dense screen we've seen so far, and we have no ability to control its scroll speed.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating. Maybe you'll just... So, like, you know, the game allows you to sort of roleplay a little bit.
Did you ever read the novel The Wars?
No.
There's one scene where the main character, who has returned from World War I, is... has a traumatic event in a hospital, and he, at one point it says the mug on his dresser breaks into 23 pieces.
That's good.
Right.
Because he counted.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you know, you're in the sort of situation where like you have the time and like horrified focus to count the number of pieces it breaks into.
Yeah.
Like that's a wonderful detail.
Yeah.
I left a sweater in here. You did leave a sweater in here.
Food storage. But I broke my meal. I broke my meal.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be mine.
So yeah, like you can spend as much or as little time in those rooms as you want. It doesn't like make you spend any longer than you have to. Oh. Did you report a catastrophic failure?
I may have.
Also, why did you put your books out here?
How much time has passed?
Right? This, like, I think this was the
greenhouse
point.
System check required.
You just did one, because you just came through here. So,
yeah.
This was the point. This game uses very, very simple tricks to make a really, really, like, unnerving experience. So, all it's done is we've done a complete circuit. When you come out here, it's rearranged a bunch of props. And what Cameron said is exactly what it's trying to say. It's like, how much time has passed? The whole, like, beginning of this game is set up, you have this, like, dull, repetitive, monotonous life that's sort of driving you crazy.
Yeah, and where just, like, days blend together.
Each other. So you come back here and it's like, wait, I don't remember putting these all here. You know, and there's books everywhere. So a bunch of time has passed. The trees have changed shape. They've grown. So it's like...
This one's very healthy.
Has it been hours, weeks, months?
This has to be months of growth.
Yeah. So without any kind of special effects, it has sort of articulated to the player, like, that weird sort of dissociative sensation of, like, time flying by.
Yeah, wasn't I supposed to get out of here today?
Where it's just like, yeah, you blink and it's like, you know, I'm in the greenhouse again. I don't remember the last time I was here.
None of these books have names.
So you see what I mean about it being more of kind of an existential dread kind of
thing?
Like,
I mean, like the obvious comparison that I think that I want to make immediately is with Moon.
Yeah, I've not seen that movie, but I've heard it's similar.
It's not as good as many people say it is. It's very it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not revolutionary, but it's totally decent.
Post-its.
Wait, Post-its?
Yeah.
Molly. Hello, Molly.
They're all named now.
Davy. Hello, Davy.
So...
Alice. Or no. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Alice.
Like, little by little, it starts adding these layers of complexity onto it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like further
Ben.
Emphasizing like your kind of descent into
Arena.
madness.
Oh,
kind
I
of.
need to email my supervisor.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Arena.
Yep. So yeah, again, like this is similar.
Tatiana.
Yeah, this is similar to what we saw in the.
Tatiana was one of Arena's PhD students.
Oh, how about that? To what we saw in the recreation room.
Olga.
It's just like you have a lot of time on your hands, so that's
Victoria.
like. And you're all alone, so it's like, of course, I
Natalia.
named all the plants. It's like, have you been living in here? Or you just like spend all day sitting here and reading, hanging out with your friends.
Look at you, hacker.
Maybe you just need to go to bed.
Maybe it's time to
But
remake my
you
pillows.
should probably have a look at that thing on the wall that you passed. This... Fuck! This scared the shit out of me the first time I saw it. It's... Like, I love that it's conspicuously placed, this tiny little detail in the hall. It's just a smiley face.
Yep. I'm happy.
I'm happy. I am happy.
Please wake up. No.
But it's like your alarm is going, but it's like, but I just entered this room.
What if I've been reading lately? This beautiful space. Maybe it's a favorite. Yeah. Interact.
Spin. Oh, VS.
Oh.
Verde Station.
Yeah.
Huh.
Lieutenant Yareli Enos.
Yeah. And again, the details that you encounter in this game, you can come at your
Mental
own
check
sort of
required.
At your leisure. So you like none of this has to be done in any particular order. Has it been 30 days?
Has it been 60 days or 90 days?
Who knows? Who knows?
There's nothing wrong with my quarters, I don't think. Somebody's been in here, but no, nothing's wrong. Checking in. Unread. Comfortable? Good. Please continue enjoying your time on Verde Station. However, don't forget to keep reporting any issues that may occur. Your feedback is vital to improve operational and technical systems for the future. And if a change in your mental state occurs, be sure to log it at this terminal. Management. Mental check-in. Required. What do you fear the most?
So it's the same quiz. I think it's either the same or very similar.
Still being confined. What color is it? Black. What shape do you prefer? Circle. Green. Was standing still. Yes. Look for anyone else. Cleanliness. The peak.
I have no idea what that noise is, but it's probably there just to make you unnerved.
Go to the storm cellar. The same.
Gary.
Your profile is now updated.
The long pause?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think, so you can leave now. There's only a few things that it requires you to do before you can actually progress through the game, but you can check anything else. Oh, there's a pillow missing.
I wonder where it went. Oh, I've been putting my books in my locker.
Yep. So just like the props that you sort of took for granted the first pass through start moving around, having this sort of lived-in look. But you, the player, haven't done any of that rearrangement.
I would like to take a shower, please.
You don't need a shower.
My toothbrush
is in the garbage.
Please, my toothbrush is very sick. Sporaclean, the green enzyme cleaner. Soap.
Soap. Sorp. But yeah, like, I like that this game furnishes you with all the tools you kind of need to scare yourself.
Yeah.
And, doesn't hustle you along or, put you under any amount of pressure. You just, like, can sort of, take it in. And there is that sort of role play aspect where, it's like when I played this, I got really into it and I started, oh, God. I started, doing the kind of things that, Cameron was doing. And I love that when a game facilitates your own sort of, creativity to enhance the experience. What the fuck was that? It was probably nothing, right?
That's fine.
That's fine.
Oh, good. Someone's cleaned.
Yeah, so the contrast here, you would expect it to go the other way around, but now it's, like, pristine.
Yeah.
It's like, did you get so bored that you put everything back? Did someone come here and clean up? Are you remembering things out of order?
Load disk. Security, Block BD2, final personal log. Lieutenant Yoreli Enos. I don't know how to end this. I've spent what amounts to centuries searching for Arkinos Elbert, and in the end, he came to me. Because of course he did. This is my last log on the Dreamer, by the way. I'm drunk, I'm crying, I don't know why. It's over. It's all over. That should be a relief, right? I'm in the captain's suite writing this right now. He offered me his personal congratulations, and one thing led to another. It's funny how small his quarters really are, but it makes me realize all his humility, all his good-naturedness, wasn't an act. This guy's genuinely a good man, a good leader. I want to know him better, but I'm so afraid it's too late. We made it to New Yondella. It's gorgeous down below. You can see continent after continent here, all just waiting to be explored and discovered and loved. There will only be a handful of settlements at first, all within designated areas meant to keep us safe until we adapt to the new climates and see how it all shakes loose. I've covered all that before. I'm rambling. I'm terrified. God, we've been on here so long. He came for Colin Hardash, but he got me too. I don't know where he got the shuttle manifest, but given his long trail of bodies, I shouldn't have been surprised. He dropped out of the oxygenation hatches, just plummeted down 20 feet, nothing but skin and bones, and there wasn't much skin to speak of. How he got away from us during the sweeps, how he survived up there, it's all being investigated. My team and I followed his trail through the oxygenation chamber. We found the missing sleep stimulator in what we believed to be a faulty sleep chamber. Clever man knew about it and must have set everything up before, just in case he'd ever need it. Maintenance says the rigging was faulty, which explains a lot about his state. Saying he'd gone mad is a huge understatement. When he fell, he broke most every bone in his lower half. He pulled himself towards us little by little. That's going to haunt my nightmares forever, the skeleton man grinning at me as he inches forward. There was a device strapped to his chest, some kind of IED. Old-fashioned, but at that shuttle station he could have killed hundreds, if not thousands. He hissed something at us. I think it was Hardash's name, but I couldn't hear it. I shot him. Pure instinct, nothing else. I might have killed us all. That'll be in my dreams, too. The vest didn't go off, obviously. We cleared the station, but put a Xenoplast shield around the vest and got it out of there. The explosives guy told us it was the strangest stuff he'd ever seen. The chemical mixture couldn't have possibly done any more harm than smell absolutely god-awful. He deluded himself into thinking he had created something terrible. Arkinos didn't die from my bullet. That guy was dead a long, long time ago. It just took a little bit of help to make his body see it that way. I puked 3 times after the shooting. I am hollow and exhausted. I never want to pick up a gun again. I'm leaving. The captain has my information, and I have his. Goodbye, Dreamer 3.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And horrifying. So we just have, like, a tiny little, like, horror story.
Yeah.
Oh, there's messages.
Ooh.
You've literally been here so long you wrote a novel.
Welcome to the lounge.
Didn't we read that already?
Yeah.
Huh.
From Jeff to Cameron. Content error. Hey Cameron, I wasn't able to preload this terminal with video content for your beta test. If any ships are going near Gliese 832C in the next year, I'll have them drop off a few video reels for you. But you should have plenty of books to keep you busy in the meantime. Have a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the lounge.
Yeah, did you put all the post-its back?
I guess so.
Or again, like, you might be remembering this out of order, which is, like, a difficult thing to get across, I think, in video games. But this is, like, done it very simply by using really simple tricks of just showing, arranging for the player to encounter scenes out of order. Even further adding to the madness. You know, it's like, this could be out of order. Did you imagine the first... the first scenario? Maybe you're not thinking straight.
There are more songs.
Oh yeah. I kind of like that these sound like they might be royalty free. Not royalty free, but like
public domain.
Public domain.
Yeah.
Which, from the perspective of like creating a game, makes sense because they're free. But also like having public domain music as the only shit you can listen to.
Yeah.
Kind of works.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, we got you some music. Oh yeah, like top 40. It's like, 1940.
Yeah.
So yeah. Jumping all around, jumping all around, jumping all around.
Lounge, kitchen, greenhouse, quarters. Thank a tree today.
It was top 40 in 1910.
I find the skybox
unsettling. So happy you found that.
Is that a fucking dead pixel?
I love that detail so much. Because like you pass by there and there's a weird like digital flicker and you're like, the fuck was that? And then if you actually come up here and go over out in space, you see this weird red dot. That's like, what is that? And I think I had the same assumption. Then you're just like, oh, well, things are even less what they seem, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's like, are we being Truman Showed? This is an episode of Twilight Zone.
Did we put them all back?
Yeah, it's like, did you put them all back,
or is this out of order?
Is it out of order? You know, it's just like, does it?
Well, we couldn't have unsmashed the pencils.
So I guess it is out of order. But it's like, you know, you ask these questions and you infer these answers. Like, was it restocked at some time?
We can't have unused all these pencils.
Could we have? Did we have spare pencils? You know what I mean? It's just like, you run these questions through in your head, which is exactly, you know, the kind of thing that would occur in this sort of situation.
Thanks for your feedback. Based on comments, future stations will not use glass bottles given their fragility. For the remainder of your say, see the update bottle protocol below. Do not throw full or empty bottles. Carefully place used bottles in the waste chute. Do not place broken bottle pieces in the waste chute. Do not attempt to remove broken pieces. They will be removed after your stay.
So I love that if you, by coincidence, had smashed a bottle like you did before and tried to clean it up, this, like, chastises you for that cleanup.
Yeah, wait.
to the same screen.
Why is this the lounge? We're in the kitchen. You're supposed to be the kitchen.
See, like, the the sort of the storytelling tools this game uses are very, very simple, but they're so effective. It's just like
there we go.
Establishing a series of things. It's fine, and then putting them in the wrong place.
Yeah. Just
kind of conspicuously, and like a little bit at first, and then more and more, and worse and worse. It basically is gaslighting the game. It's like, you are the kitchen! Okay, let's not fuck this one up. Oh, there's the shards from the bottle you broke.
No! Please, I just want warm food.
I think it's deliberately designed so that you'll screw it up. Can you duck? I don't remember if you can by pressing C. There you go. Kobe. We have played this before. Like I played Ben. I got Ben to play this on Let's Know, but we're doing it. Like it just sets you up to make these screw ups, to just like further traumatize you. So that one's locked. All right. Well, maybe you're working too hard.
Maybe.
Again.
Time has passed.
And now just a tiny bit of soundtrack.
This plant is not well. This tree is dead. Amelia, who is now Angel, has died.
So yeah, now some of these are marked in
red.
Yeah, and the station is falling apart. There's like rust spots everywhere.
Yeah. Sam is now an angel as well.
There's a pallet jack that's...
Jacob is now an angel. Eden is now an angel. Victoria is an angel. Yeah, we wrote a poem about angels.
Mm-hmm.
Tatiana has become an angel. So many. This is almost a third of them.
Yep.
No, it is a third, isn't it?
It looks like about a third, but it's a lot of them. And it's like so the first time you came in here, the books are strewn around. It's like, oh, maybe this was a while. You come in here the next time, like trees have grown substantially, and a bunch have died. So it's like, okay, maybe this has been years.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell knows how long this has been?
Mm-hmm. This is concerning because the trees provide our... No, don't desecrate the body, please.
You can't turn it off. This shit used to traumatize the shit out of me as a kid.
No,
we got a water leak
please.
in our bathroom upstairs, and I started freaking out because I thought it would be forever. I was like, but the water won't stop. Like, why won't it stop? Why can't we make it stop? And we're just like, well, we gotta, like, there's not much we can do until we can get a plumber. And, like, I was just in conniptions over it. Oh, you brought your chair out to see the... What's that?
Dead pixels.
So just, like, the slow decay of everything and sort of consequently your sanity.
How do we even get out here?
I don't know if you can.
Oh.
There we go. I forgot about that.
Info.cmd equals help.cmd.
HCF?
Never again. Reboot.cmd. Dir.cmd.
There's a bunch of commands in here. So again, the items in this book are all purely optional, and it's like you don't need to access it.
Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused.
Like the fucking details. And here, wake up, Cam. I like the drag lines from your chair.
Yeah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. You had to drag your chair out here because the alarm wouldn't stop going out.
Mm-hmm.
Boring. Find more stickies. Also boring. Jeff. Why solo?
Yeah, why are you here by yourself? Shall we take the stability test again? Oh, is it all caps?
Halt and catch fire.
I fucking love every part of this game. So, it's like never again. It's like, oh, obviously I gotta check it out. Oh, it's a command that, like, overburdens the processor and makes the computer burn out.
Yeah. Somebody needs to do laundry.
So there's, like, scunge and grime everywhere. It's pretty subtle, but it's there. Oh, it's fixed itself.
Yeah. What do you fear the most? Being murky. What color is it?
Oh, read these really carefully.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah.
basically the same quiz, but all the answers are out of Goose.
What color is it? Yes. What shape do you prefer? The peak. Would you gallop the color of the screen?
Or the ocean? Dead supplies.
The horse from question 2
was better. Multicolored horse. Dead.
9. You are in a horse with 2 doors, one to the left and one at the end of the hall. Both doors are murky. You see a key on the floor in front of you. Do you pick it up? Cleanliness. Bask in the silence. When it rains, I think of nothing. Airlock.
It was empty.
Better.
So yeah, just like things slowly degrading, getting weirder, sudden, like, and putting the player on edge like that makes, I think, it easier to set them off with like the sudden, like, creepy weird shit. The results are in horse. Yeah, Cam's never played this one. (911).
One, 2, 3.
Oh, the faucet's still going. That's bad.
That's a lot of water.
Yep.
Oh, it stopped.
Or you're not close enough? Oh, no, you can.
Please stop desecrating the body.
Like, giving the player an interactable that doesn't work for the purpose of, you know, making them feel frustrated and powerless, I think is really interesting. So the door is just open.
Yeah, that...
Which it hasn't been before. Well, this seems all in order.
Yeah.
That's open. Are those all the fire extinguishers?
Yeah, they're all packed away.
As they should be.
David Richardson.
The smiley face.
Mm-hmm. We encountered another ship today. It was surreal. The people on board claim their 20 generations are descendants, and the mathematicians and genealogy specialists on board agree. 20 generations, and they far outstripped us in terms of technology and what they're capable of. I guess the scientists knew this was a theoretical possibility. The odds of Dreamer 3 making it to New Yondal before newer technologies created faster ships were slim, but the head honchos were clearly taken by surprise at its appearance. They called it Horzen. I have no idea if that's the ship's handle or its model name, if they even have models for these sorts of things. I didn't get to talk to its crew. I guess us space plumbers don't rank. But it was exciting as anything that's ever happened on board, and I'll be lying if I didn't say I was there at the bar watching on the big wall screen with everyone else back in block DA5. They woke us all up for a quick news hit on it, too. They even let us have an extra whole 8 hours of monkeying around and a few beers, no charge. 5 years ago, to us colonists anyway, a millennium and a half to the rest of you sorry saps, 3 beer chits would have made me laugh. Now it's like winning the lottery. I traded one of them off for an extra 2 lots of real estate on New Yondal. Not a bad trade, but one more beer sure would have tasted good. A few of the colonists wanted to go with the Horzen, but that was a no-go. Their ship was small and already brimming with folks. No room, but they promised they'd send on a ship with supplies and room for plenty to come on board if they want. There's going to be a lottery of sorts. The more you've worked, the more chances you've got to make it off. Going to have to keep us all at a skeleton crew for that day, or otherwise they'd have some riots on their hands of folks stampeding for the ship. I reckon I should have a better than average chance of making it on there if I wanted to, but honestly, I'm liking life here and I want that piece of property on New Yondal something fierce. I'll have the biggest swimming pool you ever saw and an automated bartender to boot. There's Tanya to think about too. She's still dead set on opening that aquarium, and she's been putting in as much hours as the regulations will give her down in the gene labs. She's been working hand in hand with them folks in the communications department, making sure everything on the planet is optimal for marine life. She said today that the bioformation labs confirmed rainbow trout as big as my arm in the lakes of New Yondal. Can you believe that? Going out to my backyard with real grass under my feet. Setting out in my hovo and catching real fish, bred and wild, just like it was nothing. All this work we've been doing, every minute we've been awake to every year we've been asleep, it's all been for that. Or 100,000 other dreams. I just can't imagine throwing all that away and jumping on board the Horzen for some instant gratification. There's going to be folks that jump, but me, I can taste that trout already.
So, broadly speaking, I dislike in video games long tracts of readables.
Mm-hmm.
This one is an exception. Because I think that the entire aesthetic and pace of the game suits it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of games that I play, especially ones that are very gameplay driven and action driven, a long chunk of dialogue like this is a pain in the ass.
Right.
Because it's a big roadblock in the middle of something there. It's just it's conflicting with the way the rest of the game is done, where it's just sort of go, stop,
yeah,
read this.
Yeah.
Whereas this game, the like top to bottom, everything is like take this at your own pace, like breathe this in at your leisure and draw whatever conclusions you want. And the whole game is like that. So it's you're more willing to put in the time to actually read these like very long transcripts because they're interesting, they're part of it.
Yeah.
And the game progresses at a pace where this doesn't feel like arresting.
Yeah, or discordant.
Or discordant.
Veterinarian assistant, block DC2, Brianna Mathers. They took me in the middle of the mass sleep shift. Crafty. Our precious captain, no doubt, came up with that one. I'm so sick of his smiling face plastered all over every screen. I'm so sick of all of this. They took them to avoid riots and told us in small, manageable numbers like we're children who need our hands held. They've got a point, though. No doubt some of the loonies would have tried to surge to the docking station. I wanted out just as bad as everyone else, but there will be more chances. It's the worst-kept secret on the ship that we're actively communicating with whoever these people are. Whatever. I want off now. We know faster travel's possible now, so why are we even still on this thing? Dinner with Darrow today. I think he's going to ask to live together when we land. Ugh, no. I can't hardly stand to look at him anymore. He's so earnest. He's like a balding little puppy right underfoot. The thought of having to wake up next to him for the rest of my life makes me gag a little. Okay, it makes me gag a lot. Still, I think I can bleed him just a little more. He gave me one of his beer chits during Horizon celebration. Just gave it to me, like it was jewelry. Yeah. When he left for his sleep shift, I sold it to the landing supplier. Got a small fortune out of it, too. Let's just say my poolside wet bar will now be a thing of beauty. Security's been bumped up, like they weren't nosing around all the time anyway. One of them asked me point blank if I'd been supplying to that Archie guy that's been running loose. Do I look that stupid? Every pill is monitored here, and besides, you want to pick me up on this heap? There are easier and more legit ways to do it. Makes me wonder if No-Nose was involved. I wouldn't put it past this stupid idiot. Mom called, too. She's living in BA now with an EVA specialist. I wonder what con she used to sucker him in.
Man. Is there anything wrong with the lounge?
No, we ran a diagnostic.
It's fine.
Yep.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's all very fine. And fine and good.
There are books hidden.
Secreted, you mean?
Secreted from what? This book isn't supposed to be here. There you go. There you go, little buddy.
Perfect. You get your own cubicle.
I love all the buckyballs.
Yeah, just like the kind of like clutter toys. It's just like, what does this do? Well, it's like a piece of bric-a-brac. What the fuck was that?
I don't... Are you okay?
It's broken. I like that the first thing that happens, you walk in, you hear a weird noise, and then the display is just a little off kilter.
Yeah.
And then it spits that garbage at you. Has this degraded over time? Did you break it?
But without the...
Can you go... Oh! Wait. You were supposed to have enough to last a year. A year, Cameron.
Has it been that long?
There's a door back here in the freezer.
Glass. Not worth reading.
So you've been down here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the waste chute, which is not any form of disposal.
Yeah, it's just like
it's just a tub.
Yeah.
Is everything here fake? I never thought I'd be so tense watching, like, basic system checks.
Yeah.
It's like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna be okay? Oh, that's good.
Hmm.
Please reboot it. Full station reboot required. Uh-oh. Just, you know, just gonna look in the corner where the world makes sense.
How to get off this merry-go-round. Gotta get off this.
So that's much harder to ignore now.
Gotta get.
The fact that the star skybox was in fact an actual skybox and is now reverted to a test pattern. I'm trying to remember if you can turn the system back on. The zoom function?
Amber-os, green-os, blue-os.
Oh, that's... Oh dear. Nice Pantone swatches.
Hmm.
Like just the sort of like overwhelming kind of facade. I think that once you get to the floor, you can see the dead pixels over to the right there.
Yeah.
If you go and inspect them. Just the glass you threw over. And the little crop marks on the display pattern. Have these just been spilling out of the thing? This is giving you flashbacks to making websites in the 90s. So you get to see like the entirety of the circuit that you were in from a distance. Oh, airlock. So this is so clever. So just run through that again. You enter the room.
Yeah.
You go to this panel, you're like, oh, what's the code? And immediately to the right are a shitload of numbers sequentially running through.
Yeah.
And then 451 is the last one. This is one of the most clever ways of showing what the password is. That whoever was here first, maybe it was you, maybe it was someone else, they ran through it sequentially. Well, time to get out of this BS. Oh, good. What do you suppose is out there?
Air. Well, that's rude.
To your right.
Ah! No! No!
That fucking reveal, just, I was like, well, like, the magnitude of that fake out is just like, what? What was real? Now I have to know before I asphyxiate. Were they just fucking with me the whole time? So the good news and bad news is, that's the game. It's very short.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it.
Yeah, no, I adore this.
Yeah, so we'll
hey,
probably...
it should take me, like, a good minute to die.
Yeah, just like...
Before.
Just like, Yeah, so, like... How do you make a horror game with no darkness, with no blood?
Yeah.
How do you make it like a horror game with... along an almost completely different axis of every other horror game that's out there? You know, how do you make something really different? How do you try something new? You do this.
Yeah.
Like, this game knocked my socks off. And
yeah.
I don't think I've seen a game since that has been this good along this kind of theme. Like, it's so clever and small and, like, works within its means and just says a lot with very little. And utilizes really straightforward storytelling and visual tools to create this incredible experience. And it's just, oof, I dig it. So what?
Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll also have to figure out something else because this was even shorter than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So we'll come back, talk about this a little more, and then maybe have something else that we can play.
Okay.
So don't go away. We'll be back soon. Oh, hang on. There we go. Sorry about the keystrokes. I was quitting the game and forgot that the audio was up. That was actually me. Verde Station.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is horror? Right? Like, when we talk about horror, what is horror? I've talked about this a lot, and this is probably a bit of a repetition. Mm-hmm. But horror is the sense of fascination, right? With the things that upset us, rather than being repulsed. You instead are drawn to it. That's what I find that as a useful definition of horror. So at the end there, where we're like, well, there's the emergency exit
from this like fraud show.
Yeah, obviously we want to escape. Interesting.
Yeah. Then you just get blown out into actual space. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It was a layer deeper than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, horror is an interesting, weird one to pin down because, like, when we think horror as it relates to video games, like there's a lot of one kind of horror, and as we mentioned earlier, it's like it's almost not even horror at all. It's just like violence games with like a supernatural aspect to them, or like a hyper gore aspect to them, or like, you know, like a kind of a creepy or sadistic or, you know, what have you.
Yeah,
kind of aspect
or
to it. And
one where the protagonist is helpless.
Yeah. And those are and can be like really effective, although many of them are like they're kind of lazy.
Yeah,
because they're really easy to do. Like, and that's what frustrates me so much about the horror genre is that like every single one is exactly the same, because it's really easy to get a lot of bang for your buck from horror, because you just like you get a scary monster, you turn the lights off, and you give the player a shitty flashlight.
Yeah,
you've got a horror game. Yeah,
exactly, and then the player has to evade the monster.
Yeah, like it's garbage, and everybody does it, and everybody does it the same way, and one of the reasons I was really drawn to Verde Station is it like dared to be really, really different,
right?
And be like really restrained with its themes, and to just like utilize unexpected themes and like go along like a completely different route through to sort of like make the player uncomfortable, because it's just easy to like dangle like a meat skeleton in front of somebody and be like, be afraid.
Booga, booga, booga.
Like, oh, look at how many shaders we have for like viscera and blood and particle effects and shit. And you're just like, oh my god, I'm like 14
I'm so spooked.
and I'm so spooked. Or like I'm some loud Swede streaming and I'm going to scream weird things.
Well, like I noticed people were talking about Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, you can fight the monsters. And I would say that the monsters in Dark Souls aren't... If there's a horror element to Dark Souls, it is not the monsters that you have to fight. It's not that you're fighting zombies, it's that your ability to fight
crushing entropy.
Yeah, has very little effect on the fate of the world.
Yeah.
You can rekindle the flame, which will keep the world going for a little while.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it's just like... But,
like, the horror element is that world is down to a place where it has to destroy its last heroes in order to find anything to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the horror element of Dark Souls. It has very little to do with like fighting demons.
Yeah.
It's that all of that is kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Or at least long term. Useless.
The themes that Verde Station sort of toys with are like loss of control, loss of sanity. Kind of just like questioning yourself. Which are like really uncomfortable, especially for people who, have like experienced problems with mental illness or just like conventional feelings of like loneliness and confusion and like, asking the big questions that keep you awake at 3 a.m. Mm-hmm. It's just like, a game sort of about that, where a lot of the heavy lifting in that game is performed by the player. Mm-hmm. Like it gives you, I think, just enough for you to drive yourself nuts with questions.
Right.
And that's really powerful storytelling, and I don't see it very often because a lot of times it's like very verbose. It's just like, here is thing to be afraid of. This is the thing that you are afraid of. It's a big scary monster. It has too much health and does too much damage. It's really scary.
Right.
And this one is just like
There's nothing you can... There's no enemy.
Yeah, there's no enemy. It's just like, was I here? Did I do this? How long have I been here?
Not that this is particularly a horror thing at all, or even close to it, but a couple of weeks ago I saw Dunkirk.
Oh, yeah?
The movie Dunkirk.
Okay.
And I liked it. It was fine. What I thought it did was interesting for a war movie was that it didn't have an enemy. The Germans appear... Like, there's fighter planes...
Yeah.
And bombers, and the fighter planes fight the bombers, but you don't see German soldiers. It doesn't even. It refers obliquely to the enemy in its opening crawl.
But the actual threat of the movie is.
Well, the main characters have no ability to fight back. Right. You see a torpedo in the water at one point. You see the bombers coming, but there's jack shit you can do about it, right? And I thought that element of powerlessness was really quite interesting because the thing about war movies is they say that it's impossible not to make a war movie where war doesn't look cool, right? And a lot of people have tried by making the war look awful and scary and gory. But I thought this worked in making it look not... you have characters like Upham in Saving Private Ryan who are cowards, kind of, and they break. But that doesn't even succeed because that just gives the audience someone to hate. But here what they did was they gave the audience someone to just be like, sure are shelling us. Like, it was the sense of like, complete... like
the word I'm looking for is not, like, boring. There's just, like, this numbing inevitability.
Yeah.
Which is, like it's horrifying, but it's, like, the horror that comes after the initial shock. It's just the, like, blank 1,000-yard stare. Which is, like, really horrifying. Like, that's the bad one. That's the like nothing is going to be okay horror.
Yeah. It there's nothing to fight back against.
Yeah.
You think you see a war movie, but you can't fight against anything. Yeah. It's just this thing that will probably kill you and you can do nothing about.
Yeah. Right? That's fucking scary.
Yeah. So I really appreciate this horror game where the horror element is just this sense that you are here and you're alone and you've been forgotten and no one's coming for you and all the systems have broken down.
And you're starting to come apart.
Yeah, and you can't fix anything. But it's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
It's just this place was not very well put together.
And just by being there, like, you are maybe going to destroy yourself.
Yeah.
Or just, like, be entropied away, like everything else in the station. So, yeah, it's a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
I wish they would do more games like this, and I really hope that they do.
Yeah.
This is my favorite kind of sort of walking sim style game.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, exactly.
And I think this game would have been made much worse by the inclusion of like gameplay mechanics, like stuff to do. I think that the amount of interaction you're given in that game is perfect in facilitating what the player needs to do. The only real barriers it puts is like a couple things that you like, a couple boxes to tick before you progress to the next area, just so that you get the bare minimum of like what's going on. And that sort of setup is like your character's objective is to like do these checklists, and you do the checklists, and then you stop being able to do the checklists.
Yeah, like
and that's your job.
Yeah, like the very
first one, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you're like, well, the valves are stuck closed. Okay, let's try to open them.
And that's a great way to start with it. It's just like you give the player a task, and the first task that they do, they fail at.
Yeah,
because they can't succeed.
Yeah,
like that's not a normal thing for a video game to do. Normally, you're just like, here's the tutorial level. Here, do your thing. Good job. You won. Now go do it. Now go do it in more complicated ways for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Could you imagine if it was just like, all right, in order to open the valves, you need to solve this power allocation problem.
Like that would have. I think my brain would have switched off.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just like way more effective. I mean, if you wanted to make a game about like actually maintenancing things, maybe you could. There would be a provision for having mechanisms where you could like succeed or fail based on your observations or interaction with stuff. Yeah, so like I love that game. So I have another game that is also pretty short.
Okay.
It's going to be I'm hoping we have some stuff to talk about it, because it was another one that I liked for not completely, but primarily different reasons, but it is similar a little bit.
Okay.
In that there's not a lot of like gameplay in the way of your experience. So I think you'll probably find this one charming.
Okay.
We're going to play Jazzpunk.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm hoping that it will make for some interesting discussion.
All right, start new game.
So, what does this UI remind you of?
I don't know.
I think the first thing that hopped to my mind was like Thunderbirds. And this game really reminded me of Quadrilateral Cowboy.
That's an unusual shaped case.
Yeah. Necrophone Games presents Sure. Oh, that's bad. So that was a lot of visuals. Very, very stylish visuals. All in a row. So that was us.
That was us.
In the briefcase.
In the briefcase.
Well, that's a weird way to travel. This game is very silly.
Okay.
It's very silly, and I really like. It's this hyper compressed bunch of like references to stuff from the 60s, 70s, 80s. Like spy movies and like cultural icons and like sort of like weird Japanese shit.
Yeah.
And technology and all that stuff. Like it's all those aesthetics just like rammed together into this little comedy journey.
All right, so we've got Sumatra, Fiji, Calcutta, Lisbon, Jakarta, Hawaii, Hong Kong, Vienna, New Guinea, Buenos Aires, Brasilia, Algiers. We've been all around.
So yeah, the intro appearing like a spy movie is because this is a spy game, basically.
Touring finances.
And so, in the same like the reason this game I said it was similar to Verde Station is it's the same kind of like you get to move around and interact with some number of objects, but most of the game experience is from taking in the scenery, looking at little, knickknacks and stuff. So you're at some sort of like weird like base set up in a London Underground station. Or some underground station. I don't know if this is specific to
Velocipede company.
This actually looks more like New York, maybe? I mean, I think a lot of subway stations have this kind of like tile design and that exact font. Like that one is.
Now, honey, the director will be right with you.
Should check if there's subtitles actually.
The director will be right with you.
Yeah. Input settings. Well, that's a shame. Oh well. Again, Darlington. I don't know where Darlington is.
Press E to sit down.
But there's so much other interesting stuff to look at.
Press E to sit down. Peruse the articles.
The director is ready for you.
Black Hat, Soak, Playbot. So like, again, straight away, these like sort of parodies of various things. Hello, weird humanoid.
Please, I will say, we much business to discuss. Basically, we need you to infiltrate the Soviet consulate. They've taken some of our important technology, and it's imperative that we get it back in the right hands. As per usual, here's your mission or subscription. Don't take too many. If you need me, I'll be in the wine cellar.
So, like, it's really, really weird. Okay, so pharmaceuticals.
Or until every mission reality is sufficiently augmented.
So there's just like...
Mission nil amphetamine dextrose.
So they're pills that you take to show you what the mission is. So yeah, this thematically is a lot like Quadrilateral Cowboy again. But there's less of a sort of puzzle aspect to it. In fact, there's like almost no puzzle to it. And smash cut to the Soviet consulate.
All right.
So there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can go straight in, or you can just like go around nearby. Because like there's just tons to look at in this game, and it's all worth looking at. You killed that guy. Not only did you kill that guy, he made a Wilhelm scream. Like, the whole game is like this. Keep it together! Remember the mission!
Is he okay? I've just murdered a man.
I'm afraid you don't have appointment.
Vodka and biscuits. Potato sack race. Like, so the whole game, you know, beyond the objectives that you actually have to accomplish, I think there are a couple of small puzzles in this. I don't remember what you actually have to set this to, but there's just like a shit ton of little. You can set it to this. You can. There's just tons of little props you can look at all over the place. Change the game on Twitch. I did. You need to refresh. I mean, I'll update it again. Like. What you imagine is your hand comes up and like moves it around, and then when you change it, it's a stick with a hand printed out on it, which is what it looked like in the first place.
Reception.
Priam. Alarms, dummy. I don't actually know what that is. So I'm not sure. I think there might be some stuff outside to do before we get into this, but we could set it to their lunch break. Is it noon? Hi. He has a cyber eye.
He does.
Oh, the lift is up. I'll just let myself in. Fucking tactical roll for no reason. Like, there's just so much spoofing going on. Oh. The lewd. I like that you leave little, like, conspicuous footprints.
Yeah. Where's the tape?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Let's check out your pressed ham. Oh, do you not get to keep it?
We don't.
They'll find it later.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, sweet. Nice. Execute a cycle inventory. I like how there's 3 other pressed hams from other people before you who had the same idea. Oh, it's Sputnik.
Oh, it's Sputnik.
Goodbye. Oh, your guys is... Hey, you guys! Well, that was easy. It's relentless with how many gags it just, like, crams in per square inch. We're gonna miss a lot of stuff. Garbage chute. Oh, waifu disposal. Man, it's been a really long time since I played this. So some of this I probably won't remember how to do, but whee!
Where is the cartridge?
I'm trying to remember. It might be on one of these tables. Or maybe in this machine?
We're now in cyberspace.
Oh, right. Tone of...
The dial tone of 2600 hertz is required to activate this trunk line.
Comrade Crunch. I don't know what to do.
Oh. Did something fall out of it? I think. Aha! It's a Comrade Crunch whistle. So, who knows what phone freaking is?
To reject all sensitive information from our data bank.
Oh, I need to press 1. Did you press 1?
Oh, no.
Thank you for infiltrating the cabinet secure.
There we go.
Sweet.
Kerr Lawrence ferromagnetic neo-context stump.
Neural registry. Write protected master copy with noise reduction. Whee! Bill Gates got his start making boxes for phone freaking.
Ha.
Dang. Ooh. Industrial grade breadcrumbs. Koi!
Koi.
Koi. I wish we had more video games where you spend time feeding koi. Yeah, I felt that like this game was cut from the same cloth as
our benefactors wish to extend their gratitude.
the Blendo games.
I hope you're ready for another job. As a biotech engineer working for Ratio Corp, Instar Connections seem to have afforded him a particularly valuable artificial kidney. Estimated value on the red market's over 25 billion yen. We need you to extract this from him at any cost. Improvise. I know you'll do well by me. If you don't mind, I've got a landline to install.
Where did he go? We should check on him. Alright, well we've got another mission and another bottle of... Follow the cowboy. So we get the sort of drawback camera to check it out. Oh! Noodles? Noodles?
But we've got to follow the cowboy.
There's a... yeah. I mean, there's tons of details to check on, like, on the way there. Ew. I'm so sorry, sir. Warning, do not... EA?
Ugh. So much vomit.
Such fall.
Aha.
He's been leaving his cigarettes. Oh, he ate the tea. So silly. Hello.
Delicious lemonade for sale.
Oh,
1,000 yen.
I like lemonade. What the fuck? Well, that was somebody who had Optocam.
That's weird.
I challenge you, Volley Blank, to the ultimate wrestling match. Ooh, yeah.
Cream.
What it takes to take on me. Ooh, Psycho Johnny Mania.
Okay.
Okay.
He's not doing so good. This is like a mashup between the Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, there's the restaurant. Golden Lucky Electric Squid.
Wait, where was it?
Oh, bulk degaussing. Oh, this is gonna end well. Oh, well, you got him. really dig these, like, just little, intermediate, or, like, mini games in between where, oh, got a brain?
Thing complete.
Thing complete. Like, just the idea of having to swat flies in a store full of priceless vases. It's just like, oh, well, I'm definitely going to fuck this up.
Yeah.
I don't think you even really get anything out of that. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Hey, Russell.
Whoa, you crazy.
There it is. You right?
Welcome to Golden Lucky Electric Street.
I don't know what it is about this game.
Oh, is it giving you nausea?
Yeah.
Well, if we... I don't know if it's an FOV thing, but if it's, like, really, like, getting to you, we can do something else.
It actually is.
All right.
I haven't had this when I'm not co-piloting.
Oh, that's so weird. I wonder... No. Yeah, I wonder if it's the, like, field of view, because it's, like, pretty broad. Huh. All right, well, we're going to take a break,
Okay.
get Cam some water, and we'll figure something else out
Yeah.
that will not make everybody nauseous.
Yeah.
All right. BRB. Wait. So funny story. It's not actually funny. Cam's like really ill. I think that made him really nauseous. So he's having a timeout. I have an hour to fill, and I have no idea what I want to do with it, because doing commentary by myself for 1 hour doesn't seem worth it. So, I don't know. I'm going through my list, trying to see if there's anything worth playing that's short, or maybe we'll just do something not related. One more, oh my god. I could play Overwatch. Or PUBG. Everybody's saying PUBG. I'm actually taking a break from PUBG. I think, because I think I've just been on a bad beats streak. I wish if I could play Highlander, that would be great. Overwatch Room World. I would love to. Actually, playing Gravity Bone is not even a bad idea. Let me see. Can you... That might be enough time. Let's see if we can get this working. Lose the Lure MTG account to play Highlander. I don't know how to use Metgo, actually. I need to be taught at some point, and we'll be doing a stream for it at some point. Let's try this. I think this game is going to be real short. Well, let's see. So, this is the, in some ways, almost a prequel to Quadrilateral Cowboy. You have the same kind of provisions that you saw in like 30 Flights of Loving and that sort of thing. Again, it starts you off throwing the in-game menu at you. We're at a party. We have a little telegram. These guys show up in a later game. Everybody's wearing masks. I think this was sort of... This guy who keeps his eyes on me. I think this was basically just them kind of pioneering their visual style before they made games like what's it called? 30 Flights of Loving. Yeah, he had motion sickness. Oh, perfect. Did I seriously just crash it? Okay, no good.
Deliver this drink to the man with red hair.
Deliver this drink to the man with red hair.
To the man with red hair.
Alright, now I'm dressed like
Deliver this drink to the man with red hair.
a butler.
Deliver this drink to the man
What's
with
in the
red
drink?
hair.
There's a bug in the drink. That's disgusting. Red hair. If I had red hair... Ah! Not only is he the man with the red hair, he's also conspicuously in the corner. Yeah, there's some good storytelling in front of me. This engine seems a little sketchy, though. I think I broke it. Oh, I hope I didn't break it. I think I broke it. Oh no, there we go. Oh no. Gross. Find the exit. Yeah, what do you want? That looks like an exit. Excuse me. Yay! I did it!
Congratulations. The Manitoba Beast bug placed into the lined grass was successfully delivered to the target individual. With persistence and ingenuity we can detect the Manitoba Beast bug's gloomy gases and track the target individual across the galaxy. Our clients are pleased.
Hooray! All teeth intact bonus. Sweet. $3,400. So you can sort of see the like genetics of Quadrilateral Cowboy in this game. I love their visual style. These like blocky ass faces. Wait a second, you look familiar. Passionless moments. No dice. No dice. Oh, I guess it's always the furnace room. That evidently has some sort of crushinator. Why does it have a crushinator? Oh, I see. Pressurized Freon and a hammer. I've always really liked their, in this kind of game, like a comedy game, they can get away with doing like verbose stuff like this, like putting the game instructions on like little signs. Nice. Out there. photograph of the 5 birds.
Photograph the 5 birds. Photograph the 5 birds. Photograph the 5 birds.
So, like, this isn't, you know, again, similar to their subsequent games. It has this very, like, kind of, like, 60s, 70s, like, heist movie, sort of, like, spy, James Bondy sort of thing. It's, like, all very, very abstracted and, you know, cartoony and very silly. What the? That weren't me. Yeah, James Bond mixed with Monty Python. A little bit, yeah. Oh. Dang it! They keep exploding on me. Now, if that bird explodes, it's no business of mine. Oh boy. I fucked up. Shit, I wonder where it auto-saved. Oh no! Oh, I should definitely save more often. I forgot you can actually be killed in this game. Alright, well, we'll be more careful about that. I think this might have been made on the Half-Life engine. It even has some of the same sound effects. Was it built on the Quake 2 engine? I can believe it. 30 Flights was built on Quake 2. Okay, we'll save outside if we can. Oh, maybe we don't have the ability to save. Oh well. I doubt it be. I'll just have to be careful. I imagine they learned a lot of lessons from a game like this. I can't jump up there. I actually don't remember how to do this one. I mean, that seems conspicuous. Can I jump on it? Oh boy. Answer, sort of. Oh, autosave. Ah! There we go. So it does autosave. I just didn't load it. Jumping is a lot more forgiving than I thought. So this one has a lot more sort of traditional kind of like platforming objective gameplay. And I think that they did a really good thing when they dumped some of this when they made Quadrilateral Cowboy. But what I try to impress on people is that I think it's important in any kind of field to learn the rules before you, so that you can make informed decisions about when and where to break them. Whoops. Let's get out of here. Is this this way? Okay. Nope. Is it back through the furnace room? Maybe. Nope. Hey, I didn't explode the birds. They just did that on their own. I bet you anything that I just went, like, that I breezed right past the exit. Ah. Oh no! I've been shot! Mouse and squirrel?
Where is mouse?
You don't need mouse.
Why are you
Where we're going?
doing that?
Hey, everybody.
Yo.
It's Talking Sim. We're back.
How's it going?
Well, I mean, you can let them answer. It's probably... Yeah. Hi.
Oh, hello. I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good. We're back with a game which is a little game, which is one of my all-time favorites. And I thought that this one would be really good to talk about because it's very different, in my opinion. At some point in time, I don't remember when, I half-jokingly posed the challenge to horror game creators to, it's like, you have to create a horror game, but you're not allowed to use darkness, and you're not allowed to use blood. Go.
Interesting. Okay.
And this one kind of ticks all the boxes. It's like, maybe calling it horror is a little misleading, but it's a broad topic.
Okay,
like, you know...
Oh, absolutely.
It's an unnerving kind of game. There's nothing like, you know, because, you know, I've already explained that there's no explicit, like, horrible, like, gruesome stuff, but it's like a different kind of, like, existential horror and you know, kind of like...
I'm really excited about this then.
Dread.
Like, I love horror, and I always find the what usually gets passed off as horror games are actually games where
like
there's
violence
just
games.
Yeah, where there's like where you're running around in a shooter, and then there's like a thing that comes out, and that's the horror element.
Yeah,
right.
So like a thing like or like a frightening simulator. Or something.
Yeah.
Horror games. A lot of time being just like violence games with the lights turned out.
Yeah.
Is one of the reasons why the horror genre is so frustrating to me. It's because it's like, yeah, you sure did chuck a half-eaten corpse out of a like storage locker for the 50th time.
Yep.
It's like, oh no, an orchestra sting and the camera crash zooming on like a bloody jiggling face. It's like, it's just like, whatever.
But I'm really looking forward to this
game. Like this game never like. It's not going to make anybody shit their pants or anything. You know, the teeth cut on game dev from that, and the lessons that they learned, the things that they kept, things that they got rid of. And that's all sort of gets borne out in Quadrilateral Cowboy. And I can't wait to see whatever the hell their next game is. So, yeah, that was also a whole lot of stuff that happened very quickly in a very short amount of time. And I really adore games like that are just really concentrated, and there's just, like, the spectacle is, like, really great and very brief. He still got boned by gravity. Hey, see what you did there. You did funny with your face. You jerk. Play some of our other games. To Work and Worry to Guns and Glory. Alright, well, that was also super short, as would be expected. I don't know, maybe I just do like an A and Q with the like 20 minutes I have left. I'm gonna let Cam sleep or rest or whatever. So, yeah, they made a bunch of games, but the ones that I've played and definitely really appreciated have been the ones in that style. A game called Barista and Air Forte. Let's check them out. Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff in the queue to look at. We've been taking, like, people have sent us suggestions, and we've listened to them. Many of them we won't play because we have reasons for it. It's like either it just, doesn't work, we don't have anything interesting to say about it. Wherever possible, we'll try and get back to people about it. What game do I want to do but can't find? I can't really think of one. Like, we have access to about everything. Firm of 1,000 Snakes. Are there any rules for tabletop games you'd like to see broken? I don't truthfully have a lot of experience in tabletop games and tabletop game design. I think it's a completely different space than video games. Well, I mean, it is. It's like, I'm familiar with there being rules and design, like, ideas for tabletop games, but I don't know what they are. Like, I've almost zero experience with that. But would I ever do Tomato Way? No. See, like, games like that, it's just like, they're kind of doofy and weird, but, like, there's not really a lot to be said about it. Something you've been thinking about the end, Nier Automata. The ending undercuts the message that there are no winners in war and the true casualty is our sense of self. By ending with, through cooperation and self-sacrifice, any enemy can be defeated. I don't know. I think it's sort of like ending E gives you a kind of a hopeful note, because they're just sort of like, isn't this going to end the same way as every other time? It's like, well, maybe not so much this time. What was the game? Oh, the game from Watch and Play with 1,000 Keys in a Locked Door. Again, like, just there's not much to be said there. Also, that game would be over in 5 minutes. Terraria or Starbound. I played Terraria and did not care for it. I don't know why, because I fucking love Minecraft. Did I ever play the Journeyman Project series? I got to tour Presto Studios back in the 90s. Because, yeah, I definitely played those games. I actually got to see where they were made. Because I think my dad was in some way tangentially related to some of the people who work there. The Journeyman Project has a special place in my heart. I don't think it has aged well. And I don't think those puzzles have aged well either. Like, the game is super charming and it's like a relic from, the 90s, my childhood, but, like, that game is probably poo. But, like, to play, it's probably really bad. So, we've not done Machinarium on Talking Simulator. Like, I think when I played it, we talked about it. It's kind of interesting. I never played Command & Conquer, actually. It was, like, not part of my childhood like it was with a lot of other people. There's, like, a large number of games. Like, I've never been into an MMO. Like, I've never played World of Warcraft. I think doing WoW, like getting Cam to play WoW and explain it to me would have value. So that one might actually be really interesting because like I imagine that there is like a limitless amount of stuff to discuss where it relates to like MMOs in the grand scheme of things and World of Warcraft specifically. So What Remains of Edith Finch? I don't think I've played that one. Is it another sort of walk around one? My favorite puzzle game. It's probably Quadrilateral Cowboy, actually. Like, I think that's it. Like, it's really, really good. And really different. And it fucking makes sense. Failings of FMV episode. Probably not so much. Arcade games, microtransactions. Subject of getting additional money out of consumers. I feel like that's the kind of thing I want to address with like a game dev. I want to get some actual game devs on here. What I want to do is I want to get Nicholas McDonald, who you will know from, well, you might know from Screen Cheat, American Dream, and he's working on Fruits of a Feather right now. He's an Australian game dev and a friend of mine, and getting him to talk about some of the experiences he's had in game dev would be really interesting to get that perspective. So that would be a good thing to do. NetHack. If we had anybody who, this is unrelated, if we had someone who understood Dwarf Fortress, we would probably do that, but none of us have played it, and I've seen what the difficulty curve looks like. We did LA Noire, actually, yeah. Molly and Ben were there. We had a bit of a good talk about it. Original XCOM, maybe. A game like Valhalla, the bartending action, maybe. Like there's no shortage of games, but we sort of have to come to a consensus of whether we feel that there's something that we can say about it. So Dark Souls 2. Oh, Dark Souls 2 is definitely on the docket list. 2 and probably 3. Dark Souls 2 is one that I've been putting off because like we're gonna tear that game a new one, and I imagine that like there's going to be some heated discussion about it because like I hated that game, and I have probably a lot to say about it. We did BioShock. Yeah, Dark Souls 2, and we're probably not even going to play Scholars of the First Sin. We're going to play like Dark Souls 2 and talk about what was actually released, because like never mind getting a repaint and upgraded lighting engine and changed enemy positions and shit like that. We want to talk about what actually hit the table when it came out and why it's like an okay fantasy game and a terrible Dark Souls game. So have I seen any bits of the extra credits run through? No, part of me thinks that I should watch more extra credits, and part of me worries about like stealing from them. How short is too short to charge for? That's like a subjective question. Like I have a really different kind of metric for what like a cost to experience ratio that I won't completely dismiss length, but it plays much less of a role to me than how good I think the experience was. Like let me see. 30 Flights of Loving was not expensive, and I thought I got my money's worth for it. Yeah, 30 Flights of Loving is $5.50. And it's over in 15 minutes. And I was like, that's perfect. I love this game. I love it, love it, love it. like, yeah, the length versus quality versus everything is like, it's a really weird and contentious issue, and there's a lot of opinions about it that I really disagree with. There's a lot of factors that go into it. It's really complicated. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we could even do an episode about that, like about the economics of like what should games cost, because like you have people expecting games, to get hundreds and hundreds of hours out of a $10 game, and then something like that's still really good comes out and it's like $20 and people are like, it's not worth it, steal it or something. It's like, fuck you, come on. Like, just it bothers me when games get overlooked because they're short. Like, it really honks me, because it's just like the metaphor I use is just like it really sounds like people saying that like it's better value for me to get this 4 liters of shitty ice milk than this single scoop of like artisanal ice cream. It's like, well, yeah, it's more, it's crappier a lot of the time. Sometimes it's not. So like that's one sort of metaphor that I use a lot. And I imagine, like, I think the bigger issue that I find is that when these sort of groundbreaking storytelling games like do get glossed over and panned like that, I think it makes it harder for people to continue making them, and more of them need to get made so that more of the mistakes are worked out, more ground is covered, more discoveries are made, so they keep getting better. But it's just like, fucking people won't goddamn pay for them because they're short. I think that makes it hard for these games to be made. So I don't know, maybe I don't really know that much about how the economy actually works as far as games are concerned, but let's see. Yeah, Oregon Trail. Jeez. Humor in games. Yeah. Comedy's an interesting one to pin down. It's like, I never really played Day of the Tentacle, because like most of the Scum the Scum kind of Lucas era games I don't like, because they're like adventure puzzle games, which is to say like confoundment games, and I don't like them. So I haven't played them, and I don't have a lot of opinion for them. But I know that stuff like Day of the Tentacle is like very beloved. Excuse me. Lone Survivor. I can't remember if I played that one. Is that the one with the guy with the like filter mask? Yeah, Dylan is probably onto something. It's the too short feeling comes from the idea that I can buy one game this month and it needs to go the distance. Which, like, yeah, there's reason for that. When people with a limited budget, or younger people who don't have a budget at all, they're just like, I want one game and I need it to go all this time. It's like, that's not an unreasonable assessment to make, but over here, the sort of decisions are kind of like harming the kinds of games that I really go for, and making them seem less important and irrelevant, and that bugs me. I don't think we've done Shadow of the Colossus. That one is another one that is on our list. I think it's on the list, because man, that one's good. Yeah, unnecessarily confounding. Yeah, just like, how important is ambience? Depends on the game. I think any sort of like aesthetic consideration depends on the game. Like some games don't need much aesthetics at all. Like I think ambience is important if the game calls for it. Like I think in a horror game, or like a sort of like exploration game or storytelling game, atmosphere is really crucial. In like an action game, it might not be as necessary. It's just like how important it is, I think, is, again, like how important it is how important it is, which is like kind of a glib way to answer it. Roguelike, as a term, isn't just permadeath. Like, roguelike specifically refers to the game Rogue, which has permadeath, but there's other things in it, like the potions being randomized every time and you having to identify it, like stuff like that. I've never played Rogue, but my understanding is that it's based on the game Rogue, which is where the term roguelike comes from. So, I mean, you can use it to refer to a game that just has permadeath. You can use it to refer to, something that you start again every time. But, yeah. Play Rogue, then hack, then NetHack. We've not done Metroid, but actually we've not done Super Mario. I think there's a lot of classics that we should do. Like... We could do Super Mario and Sonic in the same one. For a while, Doom-like was a phrase. Yeah, like, because like Doom was kind of the big thing on the block. And then like it just sort of became abstracted into like first-person shooter game and then just first-person game. My thoughts on binary choice systems? Like... You mean like the sort of like morality systems in games like Fallout? They're trying. It's like, they give you a choice at all. There's something to be said for the limitations of the medium, and they're working on adding ambiguous choices. But like even in big time storytelling games like Mass Effect, it does largely seem to come down to like push one of these buttons. Because, like, that's really fucking difficult to get ambiguous choices. Like, we've seen just a tiny handful of games that manage to have sort of ambiguity, like Oxenfree, where it's not like you got the Jesus ending or the Satan ending. It's just sort of like you finished the game and these things sort of happened and you can kind of make up your own mind about how you did that, how you did. Spec Ops is on the list, but my tolerance for human suffering is not super high at the moment, so we'll probably get to that one eventually. I'm really hoping that Oxenfree influences a lot of storytelling games for the next few years, and that we see more kind of organic choices rather than just like pick the good or bad answer. It's like you are evil Satan man or like the best person ever. Like Frog Fractions is like, I don't know that there's a lot to be said about it. It's kind of interesting that it plays with genre so much and is a joke. Yeah. Down. You are evil Satan man. You're fond of systems that give you choices even when they don't have consequences. Yeah, like I do, like Verde Station gave you a lot of ability to just sort of fuck around, and I love that. I love when the worlds are densely populated with things that are there, and like interacting with them doesn't necessarily have any sort of impact on the game, but you, the player, have, can interact with those things and, do stuff. Like, Cam could have just, like, blitzed through that whole game, but the moments he spent, sort of, fucking around with the bottles and smashing it and being upset about it. Like, those are his to have. And I would like more games to facilitate that. Big fan of physics engines. Yeah, I love physics. Oh, is Flash going away in 2020? Yeah, that sounds about right. Supergiant games? I don't know. What we're looking for in the next couple streams. We'll see how that goes, given that, like, we're moving soon. We've got some games we can play. We'll pick one. Yeah, like, we don't play a shit ton of AAAs. Like, we probably should, actually, because, like, what's popular is very telling. Like, we should probably play what... Well, I mean, that's not even true. We played PUBG, and talked a lot about, why that game is so, like, explosively popular. We should probably do the same thing with everything else. Like... Maybe we should get Surge in and have him explain, like, League of Legends to us. The thing is, like, the problem with, I think, some AAA games is that because we, like, Cameron and myself, don't play them, it's difficult for us to sort of, have a perspective on it. It's like, this isn't meant to be, like, a sort of a hipster thing, but, like, I don't really play many of the super popular games. Yeah, like Call of Duty, Titanfall 2 maybe. I mean, sites like Newgrounds and Homestar Running. Yeah, I mean, like, they're gonna have to migrate. The problem is that, like, Flash was, like, isn't it being, like, discontinued because it has, like, massive unfixable security issues? Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, doing something about MMOs or, like, MOBAs would be interesting, but it's like, I personally have almost no perspective on them. Like, I don't know very much at all. I know you push in mid or something, and there's, like, 1 million characters, but, like, I really don't know much about it. Stream a popular game, dissect why it's not for me. Yeah, maybe. RuneScape, jeez. Thoughts about when the fan base misses the point of the game? Fans of MGS wanted more hardcore fighting action. He responded with them missing the character arc. I'm not quite sure what you mean with that. Like, Kojima and the Metal Gear series are a very weird nut to crack. I have opinions about that series and about Kojima. Like, I think Metal Gear Solid 4 was really the one that I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I think I saw a little bit of that game. I got to the scene where the arms dealer spends 20 minutes explaining that he's an arms dealer and how the gun economy works. And I was just like... And then, I've seen enough clips from Metal Gear Solid 5 to just be experiencing, like, searing shame just from, like, knowing this game exists. But, I mean, it's probably a really fun game with a lot of really fucked up themes and weird attitudes towards women in them. So, I don't know. Maybe that's something that we will approach at some point. But, yeah, I don't know. See, Revengeance is like, totally different again, because that game is just... I actually kind of wish that the Metal Gear games were more like Revengeance, because Revengeance is just completely stupid. and like intentionally and like reverent or like it really relishes how fucking dumb it is. And it just goes like so ridiculous. And I was like, that's the Metal Gear I want. Like, this game knows it's over the top and it knows it's stupid. And it just like all the characters are like, I am the most evil man and I have all my cyber shit. And like, it's just so much more lighthearted. And I think like, I appreciate that, you know? It's just like nano machines. So, like, he fucking fights a senator who's like the size of a fridge, and he's just like beating him up with his bare hands. Like, it's completely nuts. The memes. Like, also, Metal Gear Solid 3 was really, really good because it was like a 60s spy movie. That one was also really good. Yeah, Kojima really needs an editor. Like, Kojima needs something. Yeah, no, I wish the Metal Gear series was a lot more like Revengeance. I actually never played it, but I saw a bunch of it, and I was just like, this is rad. It did still have like a little bit of the kind of creepy sexism that those games are plagued by. It's just like, oh, God. Just like when otaku grow up and get a budget and make games, it's just like, I want to gnaw my leg off sometimes. You're just like, this is so icky. I have no idea what to expect out of Death Stranding. Like, the idea of unfiltered Kojima is terrifying and exciting. So, I don't know. Like, it could be, like, really weird and kind of cool, or it could be, like, really, like, fucked up and upsetting. And I'm not going to make any sort of predictions because, like, who the hell knows? It could be literally anything. Like, the trailers I've seen look really, really weird. Like, I don't even get a sense of what the fuck the gameplay is going to be like. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, like, working with Del Toro could be, like, a limiting factor. That would be nice. Listening to my opinions. Oh, God. Don't make your own life decisions based on my opinions. These are just mine, based on some observations. I'm not an oracle or guru in any way. I'm just like I'm another moron on the internet with thoughts about stuff. Kojima just wants to see Norman nude. I mean, like, who wouldn't? Considerations on Toxin for Mitgo versus Hearthstone. That's not really video game related. Like, Magic the Gathering is a card game, and Mitgo is like the digital adaptation of that, and that's like outside of our wheelhouse. Like, to be fair, I think that comparison is interesting, but I don't know if it's suitable for Talking Sim. Like, maybe that would be a thing for I don't know, maybe we do like a mashup of like Lure MTG and Talking Sim. Oh, Mads Mikkelsen. People got a real boner for that guy, don't they? Mm. I appreciate you and the rest of Lure for moving away from deliberately triggering games. Yeah, like, I mean... Like, I don't like mean-spirited, shitty, like, fucked up games. I don't know that, like, I don't think there's a lot of them, but, you know, like, Outlast 2, I dropped, like, a bag of rocks because, like, it was upsetting to me personally. It was also just shitty. And we're not afraid to, like, just, like, drop something if it doesn't work out the way we want to. And, you know, then I get comments flung at me on Twitter being, you know, accusing me of being biased and not giving games a fair shake, even though we really do, but whatever. Yeah, Ben agrees. Yeah, fuck that game. Not only was that game really bad, I could see it was going in some really vile directions. And I was like, we need to stop this now, because I think I know exactly where this is going, and it's, like, not going to treat this kind of subject matter with the sort of respect and restraint it deserves. They're just going to be like, but what if we were just as, like, revolting and provocative as possible? Long Dark, maybe, possibly. Like, I said years ago, I think, that when The Long Dark was done, I would play it again. I will maybe get around to it. We'll see. It's changed a lot, so, like, I don't know if it will be a game that appeals to me, but probably. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Bright. Like, we do our best. Like, I don't think we're perfect, but I don't think it's as difficult as people think it is to be a pleasant and, inviting space. So, I'm certainly hoping that we can set a good example. Yeah, Cam got really motion sick, so he's just chilling out. I think I'm gonna read subs, and then we're gonna call it quits. So we got there in the end. Let's have a look here. 3D Nikki Wolf for 29 months. 29 months of not simulating talking from me, but it's good to see a simulation of the talking when it's live. Regulus Paratus for 19 months. Hey Cam, any word on an Etten Part 2? Absolutely adored the first one. Hey Cam! Maybe. I don't know. Koizon for 13 months. I don't think I've dropped a sub during TS before, but there you go. Unlucky 13 for my boys C and A. Komatsu for 9 months. My first sub was 9 months ago during Cameron's 24-hour stream. It feels appropriate that sub-babbies come to term during Talking Sim. Here's to many more. Rocktopus for 7 months. I've learned so much about how horror games work or don't from Alex. Thanks. Dunny Zero for 13 months. Kyodar for 12 months. Talking Sim convinced me to subscribe to Lure, and a year later, you're doing great work. Thanks so much. Ever so much for both of you. Pseudonym Ken for 15 months. Yeah, for 15 months. Talking Simulator is a must-watch show for me. Thanks for examining entertainment critically. Jambi on Dad Ass. Just subscribe. Welcome to the stream. Baron Radium for 7 months. 7 months in a row. Haven't had a chance to watch any live streams in weeks, as I am now an active foster parent. Keep up the good work, gentlemen, and you as well. Cetrulin for 17 months. Last sub for a while, but glad to resub on my favorite stream. Bear Squad Go for 14 months. What shape is the horse? Oaken Tree for 11 months. Welcome back. Liz 6005 is a new sub. Welcome to the channel. Control Alt Vix sub for 10 months. Missed the sub yesterday due to dead power supply. Happy simulating the talking. Darth Rages just sub. Welcome to the channel. Ipson 13 for 16 months in a row. As always, impressed with the channel. Thanks, Lur. Juju Beans 32088 is a new sub. Welcome to the channel. Scar Red Tiger for 14 months. Nearing the end of my automata playthrough after your glowing endorsement. See you next Moonbase. Indeed. Tonola for 23 months. My subbing simulator is finding indistinguishable from the real thing. The Man with No Name for 11 months. Welcome back. Cinnamon Roll for 3 months. Have you and Cam considered going into a game you're both interested in but never played for one of these? New Eyes and All? Maybe? Maybe. And Hellas just subbed. Welcome to the channel. And Geriatric Mayhem cheered with 1,000 bits. Just stopping by. Buy a cup of coffee or whatever. It doesn't have to be coffee. Whatever you want. I'm not your dad. That's true. Terse Red Right Hand sub. Thank you for the follow. Oh, shit. I broke it. Oh, God. Corporal Chaos just subbed. Welcome to the channel. Lathos Tyrann for 43 months. Push for 100. And Kirby Silver sub for 2 months. Could you try the game Fez? It's a sweet game that I think you would enjoy. And we made it to 100. Oh, man. So, until next time. Tomorrow is the crapshoot, just a writing session at 1, I think. And I'm not sure what's on in the evening. But yeah, we'll be around. And in the meantime, we will see you later. So thanks for dropping by. Catch you on the flip side.